Hello my munchkins, welcome to my first plan with me. This is a Harry Potter spread in my yellow paper house spiral dated planner. We are doing a Marauder's map themed spread and let's get started. I'm going to be using this gorgeous stamp. It's the girl with the owl, which I thought was very appropriate for a Harry Potter spread. I usually use a foam sheet under it to make sure that the lines are crisp. Using black stays on ink, we're just going to stamp the little girl, make sure that we get all the imprints right, and then I'm going to draw a border around it. We will then mask. Using Tombow Distress inks, I'm aging the paper to make it a little more yellow and more depth to resemble the Marauder's map. If you notice, I'm adding more of the darker colors towards the outer edges, and that way the place where we usually plan in the middle is kept more neutral, which allows you to see everything a little better. And then I like to add little borders to my spread, and that those borders make the whole thing pop better. To get a more ombre look, I like adding a dark brown and then lightening up the color with a lighter Tombow pen. And Tombows being water-based, they usually mix and it gives you a nice little effect. I use the same pen and also color in parts of my gorgeous girl stamp just to get an idea of what's going on. I'm then going to make my own little stamp of footprints. We are using a foam sheet, just regular scrap sheets. You can get this at Walmart and they're just a couple of cents each or a few cents each. And on the foam sheet, I'm just going to draw a little footprint. We're just going to cut that footprint with scissors, making sure to get some of the borders nice and rounded and as natural looking as possible. So once we cut that out, I'm just going to trim it up to make sure that we get a separate boot and the ball of the shoe, I guess, and apply double-sided sticky tape, just a removable sticky tape mounted on an acrylic block. And then I'm using a dark brown Tombow Distress ink pad and making footprints all over my spread. Once we do the footprints, I'm adding little bricks to give it a little more dimension and a little more 3D effect. And I'm also going to add a little more color to my gorgeous stamp. I like bordering my dates and adding little banners, and that way it looks a lot more like the map or like the little flags in the Harry Potter place. And then comes the functional part where I fill it in with all my class schedules, my teaching schedules and events and everything. Since it's the first week of class, I don't have much going on over the weekend, which I'm just going to look forward to spending at home. After lettering in the weekend in a small banner, I'm just going to add a little flourishes and detail to make it pop. I also make to-do lists for my weekend, like cleaning and running errands and making plan with me videos and things like that, and also a to-do list in the beginning of the week. And this is more for class stuff like printing quizzes and getting assignments graded and things like that. So once I get all my to-do lists done, I like making a small habit tracker just to make sure that I keep up with Instagram and stay hydrated and anything else that I need to look at that week. And since this is the first week of class, I like to track how much I study. And I have a little checkbox at the end of my week to make sure that I achieve the goals that I want to achieve. And no Marauder's map spread is complete without, lettering mischief managed, which is what I'm gonna do. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is your own planner, as long as it makes you happy while you look at it throughout the week. That's all that counts. I just like adding a little flourishes because it makes me happy. And once I get that lettering done, we can always go back and thicken the letters and use Tombows, add color, things like that, which we would do shortly. And then I like using my Prismacolor color pencils to just get all the shading done, any white spaces. I cover it up, finish my gorgeous girl. I use a fine liner 0.3 pen to border the gorgeous girl and make her pop a little more. And then we also color in the banners, the to-do lists, all the dates, and give it a little more emphasis on the letters. I threw in a little reds here and there because the Marauder's map has a splash of red in the middle, and I thought that would also give it a little more interest. Just to balance out the spread, I also lettered in, I solemnly swear I'm up to no good, on the upper left side of the map. I like using Jelly Roll pens and the Sigma white pens because they give it a little highlight, and there you have it. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe.